In this and the next video, I want to show you why this theorem is true. I'm not going to actually prove the theorem. I think that you will get a better understanding if I just show you an example. All right, so this video, we're going to look at this direction, which means we're going to work towards understanding why, if a graph is disconnected, then there's a way to label the vertices so the resulting adjacency matrix is block diagonal. Right, so our assumption in this direction is that the graph is disconnected. And here we have two versions of the same disconnected graph. We have this version here and this version here. And notice that these two graphs are the same graph. You could pick this graph up off the page and set it down on the other one, and it would be exactly the same graph. So they are in fact the same graph. But the thing to notice is that the labelings are different. In this one, V2 is there and V5 is there. In this one, V5 is there, V2 is there. So let's look at the adjacency matrix for this first one. The adjacency matrix, let's see, 1 goes to 3 and 5. Two goes to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 goes to 1 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 goes to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 5 goes to 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's our adjacency matrix for this graph with this labeling. And notice that this adjacency matrix is not block diagonal. Remember, block diagonal has a 0 block in the upper right. This is not 0. It's not a 0 block there. And this is also not a 0 block here. Right, so with this labeling, the adjacency matrix is not block diagonal. Now, if we relabel things, as we've done in this graph here, let's look at the adjacency matrix. So V1 goes to 2 and 3. V2 goes to 1 and 3. V3 goes to 1 and 2. V4 goes to 5, and V5 goes to 4. And in fact, this adjacency matrix is block diagonal. So depending on the labeling of our vertices, we can get different adjacency matrices for the same graph. It really just comes down to the labeling. I haven't changed anything from this graph to this graph except for the way that the vertices are labeled, the names that I give to the vertices. So if a graph is disconnected, that doesn't necessarily mean that the adjacency matrix is block diagonal, but it does mean that if I relabel things, then I can get a block diagonal adjacency matrix.